If you're buying any cards from TCG Player, please use the link in the description to help support my content. This video is sponsored by Poton Store, TCG Player, Pokemon Card.io, and Card Market. Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day here at Tillman. Today we're going to be taking a look at the ZACIAN deck played by King Ben at that tournament where I played Jolteon and I ended up being extremely salty about the match, about how my opponent drew just so perfectly each and every time. If you haven't watched that video, if you want to see me rage live in a live tournament, just go watch the Jolteon with a big salt shaker on it in the thumbnail. But this is the deck that this German player utilized. I predicted him to win the tournament. He ended up making it all the way to the top 8, so I was not too far off my prediction. The way he was running that day, it definitely seemed like it was his day to win. And so we have ZACIAN with Interrupt Sword ability, allowing you to draw 3 cards. If there's any metals, you get to attach them to ZACIAN, and Brave Blade does 230 damage. We also have Orangru's Primate Wisdom to help us switch a card from a hand with the top deck. Combines really well with ZACIAN. With ZACIAN's ability, you can guarantee that you put an energy from your hand to the top deck, and therefore you get to attach it from the ability. And it also combines very nicely with Rotom Phone, as you get to look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You choose one of them and shuffle the others back into your deck, and then you put the card you chose on top of your deck. So it combines very nicely with Oranguru. And we also have Zamazenta V with the Dauntless Shield ability, preventing all damage done to his Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon VMAX. And Assault Tackle does 130 damage, and you discard a special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. We have 4 Research, 4 Marnia, and 4 Boss Orders, maximum consistency right there, along with 4 Crystal Cave, which allows us to heal 30 damage from each of our metal Pokemon. Very nice if we get to spread the damage and utilize different Pokemon at once, so we get to heal more than 30 damage total each turn. And then we have 4 switches as well as 4 Cape of Toughness, and we have Tool Scrappers to remove Cape of Toughness from an opponent Suicune or something like that to make sure that we can knock it out. Can also mess up with air balloons and whatnot, and we have Metal Saucers, of course, to load up our stations. So let's jump into the ladder, see what we can go up against, see if I have anywhere near the luck that my opponents have. No. Against me, I definitely don't. I'm not counting on it. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see if I can handpick the cards like my opponent did. Like right off the bat, I went second in 9 out of 9 games that day, and there's already a mulligan. So immediately things are nowhere near close to my opponent. All right, so we'll see what happens here. I mean, this is not a bad hand. The 3 mulligans are definitely terrible, especially going second. But hey, such is my luck. So we're up against Weezing with Sable, I imagine, and Inteleon, so we won't have our abilities available throughout the course of the game. I will have 1 turn with abilities, so I definitely want to make use of that and utilize Oranguru's ability. To see the Sobbles playing around the 70 HP Sobbles to play around the 5 damage counters from Inteleon, or from Dragapult VMAX, sorry. Alright. We see a Cosmog. What? Why is there a Cosmog right here? I'm not entirely sure, but okay, I'm gonna take a look at the next 5 cards. No supporter, oh my god. Unbelievable, man. Okay, well, at least we get to shuffle the deck. So I will get a ZACIAN I will put an energy at the top, so I'm guaranteed to have 2 energies ready on ZACIAN next turn. And I don't want to waste a switch. I will be poisoned, but that's okay. And of course, no draw supporter, so... like I mentioned in the Jolton video, it's just, it's incredible the difference between my luck and my opponent's most of the time. It's just abysmal, and that's why games are close. If I had anywhere near my opponent's lucks, games would not be very close at all. But anyways, best case scenario, my opponent doesn't evolve and simply uses Ascension. Then we get a knockout. We have double switch as well to potentially reset ZACIAN's attack. I don't want to say I would love to get Marnied, because the reality is I'll probably just end up drawing off the Marnie anyways. But yeah, I went second, and first and second turn I will not have access to supporters, so it's really rough. Yeah, it's really rough. Playing without supporters is just, it's not good. Yeah, I do not recommend it at all. Right, that signifies rare candy. So 2 cards for my opponent. What are they going to be? Right, there's the Wheezing, so 4 damage counters, will be 8 afterwards, will be 12 coming into my turn. So I've been doing a lot of stuff. Have the back of Weaving. Okay. So I'm glad I didn't use up a switch myself. So I'll just do this. I have no abilities, so I'll just Brave Blade. No idea what my opponent has in their hand. Hey! There we go. Finally get going. All 3 cards in my hand were potentially useful, that's why I didn't quick ball. Or rather, the boss and the switch were potentially useful, that's why I didn't quick ball. Because the boss could have allowed me to Intrepid Sword, potentially. So, like, my opponent has done a lot of things, but all he's accomplished really is 40 damage, which is really not a lot. Not a lot at all. Sense on Energy Surge. So continuing with the Energy Denial. Best case scenario, I'm gonna go quick pull for Zamazenta, switch into the Rangra, and then I get a Air Balloon. That'll be the dream. You can see the Energy Surge. Alarm Mine potentially annoying, but my stadium also directly counters everything that they're trying to do, so we're not up against a competitive deck, so I'm not sure how good of a measure this is, but it is turn 3 and I'm about to play my first draw supporter, so When you're my German opponent, you make top 8. When you're me, you struggle against these sort of decks. Alright. So like, just take a look. They're down to 20 cards. Right? Whereas I'm struggling here to play my first supporter. They are down to 20 cards already. So doesn't seem very fair now, does it? First supporter on turn 3. Alright, so no Herbaloon, which is fine. This healing is just fantastic. I'll go ahead and attach here, and then you can poison my Rangoon. It's not the biggest of deals. If I lose a Saucer, not the biggest of deals either. And likely I top deck my last quick pull, so I will be losing that. There was an argument to attach to the Rangoon, I guess. There was definitely an argument to attach to the Oranguru. I think we'll be fine. We lose the Oranguru, we lose the Oranguru. Rare Candy into Lunala. Double the number of damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon. Not a big deal when I have this stadium. 11 cards, right? My opponent is down to 11 cards. Another scoop up net. Get access to shady dealings. So my opponent, like I said, doing a lot, but also he's only done 80 damage. So that's not really a lot. Okay, the Tool Jammer does mean my Rangoon is probably just gonna die in between turns. Or not. I will happily take that switch top deck. So losing a Saucer, not ideal. Fully healing, pretty ideal. Powering up Samazenta, pretty ideal as well. And I mean, I don't care too much about Cable of Toughness right now. I'd rather have access to potential Herbaloons if need be. I have my 4th switch already, just waiting for me right there. My opponent's down only 2 Marnies, okay, so could end up discarding a Marnie. Or utilizing Marnie, rather. Pollution Incense. So still no abilities. Cosmog. Marnie. There we go. So my switch is now at the bottom of the deck, which means I will likely have to pay the retreat cost. Which is not bad at all, right? A little bit of damage from the Intellions, severe poison as well, but now we got the Herbaloon, so we're sitting very pretty right here. And my opponent didn't even counter this stadium, so we're in a fairly good spot. No more threat of wheezing potentially. And there we go, bye wheezing. Sure, they'll double the damage counters, but or they'll hit for 70. Either way, we're not very threatened here. It's not a big deal. Alright, they do use Lunar Pain. Double the damage counters, take away that, and then I don't KO. I can do this. And I power up the ZACIAN because Samzenta doesn't KO this guy either. And now I can utilize Primate Wisdom. Still no supporters, right? Still no supporters. So I played 2 supporters total this game. And Brave Blade. Alright, there's a win. Simple, straightforward, not a very competitive deck for sure, but like in general, showing how I'm drawing. Not super easy, right? Alright, let's try another match, see if we can get a more competitive matchup going. We lose the coin flip. Did you see that? 3 Cape of Toughness in my starting hand? How these guys do it? Like, how do you... How? How? I really don't get it. I really don't get it. I've generally, like, no joke, I've come to the conclusion that I do not have the luck required to be successful anymore. Like, generally, you need a certain level of luck to be successful right now in Pokemon, and I don't, it's not in me. I mean, my videos are a clear example of that. So, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for me when tournaments are back, because right now, the universe doesn't like me at all. Like, at all. Like, not even a ZACIAN, you know? To try and, like, anything. To try and draw cards, or just nothing. Alright, so maybe we stopped an attack. Probably didn't. We should be safe for at least a turn, right? Yeah, clearly not. Losing the saucer also means our attack is going to be delayed. So, like, we've basically given our opponent a 2-turn advantage, right? 3-turn advantage. So we're starting off the game 3 turns behind an opponent. How are you supposed to win that way? Like, generally, how? All right. So, okay, if I do this, they hit me for 120 last turn. Now I've benched, that's 140, so I'm dead anyways, right? I am dead anyways. I feel like I'd rather lose the Oranguru at this point. No energy, of course. How was I expecting an energy? The tool scrapper is useful. I need to not miss an energy next turn. That would be very ideal. But we'll see. My opponent can't boss KO the ZACIAN, which is good. Because they would have to Melanie onto the Ice Rider. My biggest issue is the 2 Metal Saucers down. And then I don't have much powered up. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be very tough. I'm like, sure, we might be able to make this comeback. But still, if I were able to go toe-to-toe, I would have such a big advantage right now. But I am so far behind that... Oh wow, did my opponent really disconnect? Come on. I did not want that to happen. I mean, I guess we get a turn back, if you will. Let's just do this. Need a metal. There's the metal. I can also put the Marnie at the top to give myself protection against Marnie. Double boss. And bye-bye Suicune. Okay, so in a more even scenario, yeah, this is what would have happened. And it wouldn't have taken so long for it to happen. 3 bosses orders because that's how I roll. But I'm pretty sure my opponent went AFK, so... Alright. We're just gonna wait for the win to be awarded, and then we will get to the next match. Everyone could generally still win this though. Okay, so I know what's going on back there. We are going to lose the cape, and then my opponent's just gonna concede. Okay, whatever. All right. Really unfortunate the 2 set of games that we've had in terms of being able to, I mean, I honestly think this is how ZACIAN decks work half the time, you know, and the other half the time they work decently, or like the other 40% of the time they work decently, and then the 1% of the time they work like it worked in my opponents when I played against that dude in that video, in that tournament. That was just crazy. All right, 3rd game in a row going 2nd, fantastic, right? Because in neither game so far, we've been able to play a supporter, and we'll keep up that streak, right? Awesome. We will keep up the streak of not playing a draw supporter, even though you're going 2nd. So my opponent's sad about his start. Tornadoes with powerful energy. I mean, I get the ZACIAN powered up potentially, I guess. So I'm guessing his hand is dead, and therefore it's really unfortunate that he started Crobat. And like, I'm not happy that my opponent has a crap start, right? I'm never happy with mine. I want even games. I want games where we both get to show what we can do at the best of our ability. Not yucky games where 3 back-to-back games I go 2nd without a draw supporter. Literally back-to-back games without a draw supporter. Anyways. All of them are there. All of my energies are there as well. So let's go Private Wisdom, the energy to the top. Rotom Phone, and we'll go Intrepid. Still no draw supporter, and no energy to attack. So we rely on the Rotom Phone. But this is pretty brutal, man. These sort of thing is what completely kills my inspiration and my willingness to like join tournaments, you know? This happens 3 back-to-back games in the ladder. How on earth am I expected to do well at any tournament, you know? Like how? Still no draw supporter, right? Still no draw supporter. Sure, I'm getting like what I would love to do, get accomplished, but imagine if I could do this whilst playing supporters. How broken of a player would I actually be? Like generally. How broken of a player would I be if I could actually play draw supporters consistently? Like my opponent to go... The opponent who used this deck against me played research in back-to-back turns. Without searching for them. Just raw drawing them with Oranguru and Rotom, right? So why do you need Intillion, right? The Dark Signal there is a mistake because I need a switching card anyways, right? To attack. So I guess then it isn't a mistake. I don't know, man. But this is just like I'm 100% not participating in online tournaments most of the time because I can't get 2 good starts in a row in the ladder. How on earth am I going to get a undefeated streak at a tournament? Seriously. How on earth does one do that? And just look at my hand, right? These were my 2 prices. This is my top deck. Out of 40 cards, I still have 40 cards left in my deck. It's really, truly ridiculous. It really is. I wish I was exaggerating. I really wish I was just exaggerating and being like, but I'm generally not. And we're back to that, right? Okay, I'll definitely bench you so I can attach energy to the active station. Bam, bam, bam. So I get Marnied into a draw supporter. Wow. Alright, so if it's gonna attack me, I'm gonna attack them. They're gonna KO me, I'm gonna KO them. And then I'll need either another station powered up or a boss plus a switching card to win the game. So it's gonna take me 3 turns to win the game. It's gonna take my opponent 1, 2, 3, 4 turns to win the game at best. And that's only if they find their tool scrapper. All right. So now I don't know which card to save. Oh, definitely the Metal Saucer. I'm only down 1 switch. All right. Sure, there's no reason not to bench you, I don't think. What is this? I guess I could have switched into this guy. That was probably a better idea, actually. Probably should have just done that. Alright, let's give ourselves Marnie as a top deck for next turn. And let's just... I mean, do I retreat? No. It's just Brave Blade. It's fine if they take a knockout. It's not a big deal. No boss means they could retreat and attack with this guy. And that means it takes me 4 turns to win. I do play 4 boss. I am down 2, however. The 2 that I drew early on. Failed the capture incense for Umbreon. So I'm guessing they're gonna retreat, which makes sense. And then they take the knockouts, but then it's gonna be hard for them to take out 6 Pokemon. Like, not being able to whack out ZACIAN is a really big deal for them without the thing. They can, but they need to commit another energy. I believe Tornadoes did get top 4 at the Sunday Open last weekend, so I will be featuring that. I think this might be the guy even, Astro Luna 33. This might actually be the guy who got top 4. I know he's from Guatemala, so it could actually be him. Alright, does decide to retreat, which makes sense. Does make it hard for me overall to win. There's Tornadoes. Alright, Tornadoes actually pretty scary. Now I'm in a little bit of trouble for sure. Now I'm in trouble. Alright, so retreating wouldn't have actually mattered because they could have just brought me up anyways. Best case scenario, I get boss. But says I have a good deck and well played. Not really sure what he means by that. Just go Marnie. No energy attachment for me. Put the Marnie at the top to protect myself. No energy to that. Really sucks that I did not get an energy to attach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yep. 5 of them still available. Balloon on the active, Blasting Hammer can KO me. Right now it's doing 220. Tornado Z-Max can absolutely KO me as well. Yeah, I think I'm in a lot of trouble right here. I think I'm in a lot of trouble. Marnie. I'm guaranteed a Marnie myself with all the other supporters. Great. Yep, there's a VMAX. And I'm in trouble. The tankiness of these guys is pulling through. My opponent might be punished by attaching the air balloon there, therefore not being able to retreat, therefore not being able to put the energies back into the deck with Urn and powering up the Tornadoes. Ooh, we see a max darkness. Okay, so that's really good news for me. Overall, I will save a research. I mean, I'll play a Tool Scrap Bridge so that it's not going through my deck. And then I'll research. Alright, there's the boss finally. So now... I'm almost guaranteed to win. I can't attack with this guy, right? No. So I need to hard retreat. I need to power up this guy. So obviously finding the boss is a much harder card than the energy, so I'm gonna put that right there. I will do this and I will knock out. And so all I need is boss's orders to win. All I need is boss's orders to win now, which I am guaranteed to top deck. Well, boss plus energy. So assuming I get Marnied, I have the boss guaranteed. 3 Marnies down. Might be playing the 4th, not 100% sure. There's the Urn, which I feel like it might have been a mistake for my opponent to attach the air balloon to the Umbreon. I think that might have been what saved me right there, because 2 back-to-back attacks from Tornadoes would have been enough to beat me. Or attack plus boss, right? Onto this guy. So yeah, I think it might be over. If we get Marnied, then we need energy 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I would have 2 energies available, but we do not get Marnied, so that is the game. That was indeed close. That was indeed close. I'm like, this generally might be the guy that got top 4. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know his online username, but I will be featuring that deck, and that was very well played by my opponent. Generally very, very well played. Yeah, so this deck, pretty decent, even when you don't play a support during your first 2 turns. Not bad. Alright, I wish my luck was a bit better so I could showcase the decks a little better, like the Greninja V Union deck from yesterday, but it is what it is. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to do a like, really helps out the channel. I really appreciate those of you who comment that you like me showing everything that happens and not just the wins. Because this can happen to anyone, right? It's not all unicorns and rainbows when it comes to drawing cards and seeing like decks flowing perfectly each and every time. That rarely happens, and it certainly doesn't happen to me almost ever. Thanks so much, and until next time. Bye-bye.